Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to another stream here on the Den of Nerds Live. First stream of the week, Monday morning, back in the tower. Oh, it feels good, and yeah, we're going to have a good one. We're going to talk some Star Wars. Y'all ever heard of Star Wars? Do you guys ever hear of Star Wars? It's kind of fun. It's a fun franchise. Gone through some things, has some stuff going on. But still very fun franchise. We've got some crazy updates, mostly about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, so I want to talk about some news that dropped. Actually, there was a lot of news and rumors that dropped over the weekend. So it all started with a big report from Jordan Mason. But if you look at what he was reporting and look at some of the other stuff that not only a lot of other insiders and scoopers have been reporting, but some of the stuff that we've been reporting, it paints a really cool picture for what's coming in Star Wars. So I'm quite excited to be getting into all of that and more today. So again, happy Monday to all y'all. Hope you guys are doing well and getting ready for a big old week of nerd venging. I do want to say, as we get into this, of course, 2 streams a day here on your Den of Nerds Live. Tonight, Nerd Theory is the one. It counts. I'll probably be talking to Theory about a lot of this later tonight. But 2 streams a day over here, guys. 10:30 in the morning, 7:30 at night. So make sure you're subscribed. If you like hanging out in the live streams with us, with the Nerd Vengers, getting the lovely nerd coin that everybody's all about, you know, all those fun things, make sure you come on by, as we will have 2 streams a day. Okay, let's get right into this. Star Wars. Oh, actually, here's the one. Okay, so this is the report that it all started on, okay? And so, again, this is from Jordan Mason. This is on Cinelinx. I'll be honest, I haven't really heard of Cinelinx. Maybe it's like his own personal kind of site or something like that. But Jordan is definitely in the know, okay? So a lot of the stuff that, like, I'll hear some stuff, and then I'll hear, like, Jordan, like, say some stuff, and I'll be like, dang, yeah, no, that's real, et cetera, et cetera. So he definitely has sources. And again, as we'll talk about in a moment here, it's not just Jordan. A lot of people have been talking about kind of what is going on, okay? Confirmation from multiple sources have come in with some interesting details on who's playing who in the upcoming Kenobi series on Disney+. Interesting things happen when you least expect them. For instance, I normally wrap things up early on Fridays, go home, make dinner, and generally chill. That said, for the past couple of weeks, I've been chasing details on some interesting things I've heard regarding Kenobi. I don't like to run these things based off of just a single source, no matter how much I trust them. And for a couple of weeks, I've been hearing nothing to confirm/follow up on that until this evening, when another completely independent source reached out to confirm things. Let me get this out of the way. I don't intend to post anything regarding the show's story/plot. I've always veered away from scoops like that over the years and don't intend to change that now. With that in mind, there's a smidgen of information here that kind of deals with the plot. So if you want to avoid everything, you might want to turn around. By the way, as we're going over this, I do just want to say, I'm going to speculate later on in the video about some elements of the plot for Kenobi. I don't know any of them to be 100% true, but there is one that a lot of evidence is starting to add up and make it seem like it is true. So I will give a spoiler warning before I get into that. So here we go. Let's continue on. Okay, so let's get right to this part. Last year, when casting was really getting underway for the show, the Illuminati reported that it looked like they were going to be casting for both a young Luke and Leia. I can tell you, Leia is a part of Kenobi in a big way. In fact, from what I've heard, the stuff dealing with Leia is pretty much the impetus for the whole show and what gets Obi-Wan into the adventure. What could pull Obi-Wan away from Tatooine? Watching little boy Luke? Well, little girl Leia, and the possibility of her getting discovered by the Emperor. Kind of cool, if you ask me, to be honest with you. Even better, I can tell you that Vivian Lyra Blair, great name, from Bird Box and We Can Be Heroes. I'm not really familiar with. I haven't seen either of those. As for the other roles, I've heard we'll be seeing a few characters who initially appeared in Star Wars Rebels, with the show itself set about 9 to 10 years before the events of that show. It makes sense that we'll see plenty of those characters pop up, which brings me about to actor Sung Kang. Here's something he said here. Let me kill the music for a second and see if we can actually pull this up.
The feeling that I get on set is every single crew member You look in their eyes, and it's like a kid going, I grew up watching Star Wars. Like, this is my dream to be here. Like, to see one of the, Star Wars character, a Darth Vader character, or, one of the Jedis walk around. It's like, no matter how old they are, it's like guys that do my makeup and stuff, and people who do the costumes, do all the set designers. There's this feeling of legacy. And it's like everyone talks about history and, why they feel so blessed to be here, right? And so there's this history. There's this kind of shared spirit and this passion of why.
Okay, so
the feeling that I get.
He's asking this question. Okay, he's just pontificating.
Every single crew member, you look in their eyes, and it's like a kid going, I grew up watching Star Wars. Like, this is my dream to be here. Like, to see.
To see what now?
One of the, Star Wars character, a Darth Vader character, one of the Jedis walk around. It's like, no matter how.
What? You see Darth Vader and Jedis walking around? Okay, again, not to completely throw this guy under the bus, but he is kind of implying here that you see Darth Vader and other Jedi walking around. Okay, let's read on. Kang was a part of the official casting announcement for the show, though no details on who he was playing were given. Kang confirmed. From what I've heard, Sung Kang is playing one of the Inquisitors, those evil Darksiders tasked with hunting down the remaining Jedi. In fact, during an interview today, Kang made mention of seeing Vader on set and referencing being put into a Star Wars costume. Both of my sources seemed pretty confident when they said that Kang is playing none other than the fifth brother who appears in Rebels. Let's do a little searchy here. That's this guy. He's on the thumbnail, which means I got it right with I got lucky on that one, I'll be honest. So this is the fifth brother. You meet him in Rebels. Pretty cool situation. He perished at the hands of Darth Maul on Malachor, which is sick. So, why is this significant? I mean, besides on face, right? Because on face, it's dope. But if you'll recall, and I know you will because you're all loyal Nerd Vengers to the end, right? We've been talking about this for weeks now. A couple of weeks back, I ran a report, or I did a video, and I had mentioned Nick Santos and the hashtag show, and how they had did a report about how there was going to be actually an Inquisitors live action show, or some kind of show with the Inquisitors. And within that report, which predated even the exclusive, like I'll go back through here and we'll look at a couple of different things going on, right? Basically, guys, this was ran as an exclusive by LRM, and I like LRM. I've talked to these people too. I talked to a lot of these scoopers and insiders and whatnot, but the reality is, he kind of, I mean, Nick didn't really say it as an exclusive, but weeks before this, he had said, oh, you guys can't even see it. Weeks before this right here, he had said, what's going on? He had said here that more than one Inquisitor would be in Kenobi. Well, that was technically in the report that Nick had several weeks ago where he was talking about the Kenobi show, or rather the Inquisitor show. So you see what's happening here is a lot of this stuff is all leaking out at once or coming out at once. Different people are confirming different elements of this at different times. And that's just the scooping world, right? That's just how all of this stuff works, okay? My whole thing is just trying to give credit where credit is due. And honestly, I'm just here for the content, baby. I just want to speculate. I just want to speculate on how dope this will be. So let's put all the pieces together here. We've got young Luke, we've got young Leia. Okay? Presumably something going on with Leia will be the impetus for Kenobi joining the adventure and leaving Tatooine, likely, leaving Luke. Can't wait to ask Theory about that later tonight, see what he thinks about this. So that's what's going on with that. You've got Vader. We know Vader's going to be in it. Kang is talking about him walking around on set. Hayden Christensen has a freaking six-pack and has been working out. And we know he's in the show. There's no mystery about that. It's looking more and more like, and this is again within Nick Santos' report. Do you see why, like, even if maybe, here's the thing, like, maybe there's an Inquisitor show, maybe there's not an Inquisitor show. Maybe Nick pulled the trigger too early on that report because that's not solidified as a plan yet. Maybe it absolutely is. Maybe he has whatever. Regardless, if you start to look at all these different reports and things that people are saying, you get sort of a picture of what could be going on and how all of this could connect together, right? So you've got multiple Inquisitors, you've got Vader, you've got freaking young Luke and Leia, you've got Kenobi, possibility of other Rebels characters maybe as well, right? And now I guess I'll talk about, look, again, this was actually already reported, but maybe you missed it or whatever. So we're going to get, I guess I should say slight spoilers. Even though I've talked about this a lot. I think I've even talked about this on Nerd Theory, to be honest with you. But slight spoilers for Kenobi. A big rumored plot point for the show is that Commander Cody, Tamara Morrison as Commander Cody, because remember when he's in the freaking bath or the spa, the new meme, right? Tamara Morrison. Here in the old spa, Polynesian spa, whatever he says, right? He said he was away for 8 months shooting Book of Boba Fett. Brother, ain't no goddamn way he was away for 8 months shooting Book of Boba Fett. He was shooting a lot. A lot. And he might be coming right back or turning around in the next couple of weeks to go back for Mando, which apparently begins filming like right now. Mando 3. You know what I'm saying? A lot. So you start to put all this stuff together. If Commander Cody hunting down Jedi, or perhaps hunting down Obi-Wan, maybe finding out a little bit about Bail Organa and having some ideas about young Leia and Bail and different things like that. You start to put all of this together, and I'm like, dang, dude, like, is Kenobi going to be the most hyped thing, like, in Star Wars? Because this sounds crazy good. It sounds crazy good, dude. Vader and Inquisitors in live action. Young Luke, Leia, Kenobi, Commander Cody. Possibly, maybe Wolf. Who knows? Some of these clones of forming up the actual 501st with Lord Vader. It's pretty hype, dude. It's pretty hype. And it takes me back. I guess the last thing that I'll sort of just speculate about and sort of talk about here is that you guys remember around Rise of Skywalker? Y'all remember? Y'all remember after Rise of Skywalker? Oh my gosh, look at this. R2 and C-3PO. All right, we got to look at this. This is kind of cool. Dude. Another one. When it rains, it pours. I love all these people that are like, how come leaks don't happen for this, that, second, and the third? Bro, everything leaks. Shut your mouth and listen. R2 and 3PO in Kenobi, plus backing up the Leia rumor. Yeah, so they're backing up this report about the fifth brother. Sick. Here's what he said. Now we can back up. Leia is indeed in Obi-Wan, and that leads us to our own exclusive news below. As for how big of a role Leia plays, the actress playing her, I have no reason to doubt. Mason, after all his sources are given him, blah, 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 blah. Makes sense to Leia around, maybe R2 and 3PO be. However, LRM can exclusively reveal that both R2 and 3PO will make an appearance in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again, we cannot say how big the role. What we heard first on the news over the weekend, Cantina co-host Kyle Malone was a bit worried. Kyle pointed out 3PO's memory wipe. He really should not meet Obi-Wan again before A New Hope. However, as I said to Kyle, just because they are in it doesn't mean they share scenes with McGregor. In fact, it's possible Leia won't be in any scenes with Kenobi either. Again, I'm not saying whether this was... Okay, so some people, they're concerned about the canon things with it, right? So C-3PO and R2 in there. Now, what does this mean? Nothing really other than the fact that, like, yo, it's about to be a Star Wars fanboy dream. You know what I mean? A Star Wars fanboy dream. up in Kenobi right now. You know what I mean? So it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, guys. And so basically, like, kind of where I want to kind of take the combo now is kind of talking about the Filoni-verse / Star Wars MCU and just how dope I think everything's going to get from here, right? Because, again, after Episode 9, I had a lot of different conversations with people that had connections or people that were on the inside, etc., etc. I did a bunch of videos about the Star Wars MCU. By the way, everybody hated the name. Well, all the Star Wars fans hated the name. The MCU fans were like, nah, I get it. All the Star Wars fans were like, why you call it the Star Wars MCU? Because the MCU is the greatest franchise of all time. And what it did changed the entire game and therefore everything that... Anyway. And so, the Star Wars fans got really butthurt about it. And I get that. It's fine. Whatever. Fandom. But the truth is, I was literally directly told by many different people, they're looking at what Marvel is doing, they're going to emulate what Marvel is doing, they're going to double down on the connective tissue. Now, to me, all of that lines up perfectly with Filoni getting that massive promotion, pulling everything together, and look at the Bad Batch. Look at how much dope connective tissue, Easter eggy stuff is going on in the Bad Batch. And I'm not even saying the Bad Batch is all that, because I don't really dig it that much, but you can at least see that connective tissue continues to exist, to be something very important to all of this. Kenobi did not start out this way, and neither did Andor. Okay? So that's where I want to take the conversation next. Andor and Kenobi were both things that were announced a long time ago, before the sequel trilogy ended and Disney had to recalibrate stuff. They very literally recalibrated after Rise of Skywalker, and a little bit before that too, just kind of figuring out what was going to happen next, right? Both of those shows have almost been completely remade in the new eyes of what they want Star Wars to be moving forward, from what I understand. Now, Kenobi quite publicly had this. Remember when it was like really, really funny, man. I think it was late 2019 or early 2020 when Kenobi was said to begin filming, and it was like right when Birds of Prey was going on, and Ewan McGregor was like, oh yeah, the scripts are fantastic, I can't wait, everybody we get started. Then literally like the next week they go home Rogered the whole project. Everybody that had a contract to work on Kenobi was let go of that contract completely. Everybody got essentially fired. I think they got paid actually, so I don't know if it's technically getting fired, but they got all their contracts canceled, rewrote the whole fucking show. Okay? Now, Disney likes to act like that didn't happen. It absolutely did. Kenobi got completely remade. Completely remade. And remade with, I think, a better vision in mind, probably with a lot of help from one Dave Filoni. Now, Deborah Chow is on this show. Deborah Chow, love Deborah Chow. Incredible. Incredible. But she worked very closely with Kathy, John, and Dave under Mando. There's no reason to think that this all wasn't sort of crafted together with that same team of producers. Andor, which, by the way, George Lucas wrote on, and George Lucas will be credited as writer and producer. I mean, unless they change things. George Lucas, yeah, still doubling down on that. George Lucas is involved in Andor. And Andor seems to have a ton of connective tissue as well, you know, and we'll hear more and more about this, I think, as time goes on. But you've got Jimmy Schmitz, you've got Mon Mothma, you've got Saw Gerrera, you've got favorite homie that built the Death Star that says, "Are we blind?" Ben Mendelsohn's character, Krennic. Yeah, you've got him. You've got a lot of this stuff, and so I see some interesting things going on that essentially lay it out there. That Star Wars is going to really double down, have connective tissue, really go all in on that kind of stuff. And frankly, Kenobi seems like almost like, I want to say like the Nexus level event of this thing happening. Because Kenobi has the ability to really pull a lot of this stuff together. It can be sort of equal parts prequel, OT trilogy, and even sprinkle in a sequel trilogy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, Kenobi has the ability to pull a lot of those pieces together and set up a lot of fun things for the future of Star Wars, okay? One other point about just how much this is all probably being shifted around behind the scenes is the fact that there's no EA announcement, and when it comes to Star Wars video games, we've got silence. You know what I mean? Why do we have that silence? Why is there no information? Why was May the 4th this year so lackluster with announcements? What's going on? Well, I think a lot of this stuff is just being shifted around, being made to be more connective, given more thought, maybe a few more coats of paints in the metaphorical sense. And when we get to the end of this year with the Book of Boba Fett, I think that Star Wars will launch a relentless assault of dope-ass content. And I think that Star Wars, at that moment, we will really truly be able to see, like, okay, will Star Wars be able to sort of regain its sort of glory of old, recapture the imaginations of a bunch of fans that are still, frankly, pretty disinterested in what's currently going on in Star Wars? Will it be able to grab up all that attention and get normies to embrace the wider Star Wars universe and the connective tissue, that the Filoni-verse and all? Basically, it's the Star Wars MCU is basically what it is, right? Are they going to be able to get to people, normies, to buy into that as much as people are buying into Marvel? Marvel has all the normies. That's part of the thing. They just did it, man. They made it accessible to everybody. Everybody knows all the Marvel shit now. Everybody. Even if you don't watch it, you know it. That's how much that has penetrated pop culture and the zeitgeist of our current internet culture, right? I think then we'll really be able to sit back and see and be like, okay, this is incredible content. Is Star Wars really and truly back? And I know some of you are like, it never left. Just shut your face, man. Go get your own microphone and do your own stream. Talk that nonsense. Which, by the way, there's a couple of really cool people that do talk that nonsense. One of them being Star Wars Santa. And Star Wars Santa, big stream on Thursday for Star Wars Santa. But yeah, no, go don't talk to me about all that. I do this for a living. I look at numbers and analytics and people yelling at each other on Twitter for a living. I know, it's weird. But I do. And so like Ari Kalish says in the chat, Star Wars definitely left. And I can't wait for it to get back. And I'm right there with you, fam. I'm right there with you. Everybody, don't hate too much on Ari in the comics. Or comments. Wow. Oh, one last thing of blurbing. One last thing of blurbing before we get into Q and the A. One last thing. I also just love how, like, quietly Star Wars is basically changing all the crap that Disney tried to promise us in like early 2014. All that crap is going away. Like, it looks like everything's getting fixed. And beyond that, with Star Wars Visions, you're talking about new content that's not canon. Bro, they said that shit would never happen. They said that shit would never happen. And now they're doing it and actually sitting behind it. And they're going to try to like really promote it and stuff. And I think that's great. I think you should not clamp on the restrictions of a canon, especially a canon that you can't figure out. I think that was ultimately the thing, is the promise made by Kathy and the sort of downplaying of Legends and the EU. I think the problem was they didn't have a plan, so they didn't actually have it well figured out of what that canon should be, and therefore they just shied away from stuff, kept stuff super vague when it came to the new movies, and ultimately it fell on its face because there was no real actual plan. Narrative, constructive storytelling over, wide, groups of content that just didn't exist. So now it's like, okay, remember all that shit we said about everything being canon? Okay, we're going to chill on that. Check out this dope Star Wars anime. Don't think too hard. It's not a part of canon. Just have fun with it. That's dope. That's equally as dope. Equally as dope. So there's dope non-canon stuff. The canon stuff is getting anchored more to connective tissue and to fun. And here's my thing too. If you're a canon junkie when it comes to Star Wars, I absolutely get that. But are you a canon junkie at the cost of fun? I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't want Obi-Wan to leave Tatooine. Did you really think he wasn't going to leave Tatooine? Like, to me, that's a pretty absurd thing to believe. We're going to do a show like all of him on Tatooine. What? Okay. Many people are like, I don't want him to fight Vader because that breaks the canon. You really want to watch a live-action Kenobi show with Hayden Christensen back as Vader, but you don't want to see them cross sabers? Because of what? Because of some stupid line in a movie that happened 50 years ago that you want to get trivia questions right for? Shut your mouth. Go sit in the corner. Of course we want to see them cross sabers. That's so ridiculous. Third thing, and I'm really going hard now. I see all you stupid people in the comments. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are great. Third point. Oh, I'm worried that Kenobi is going to be fan service. What the fuck? Of course it's going to be fan service. It's the whole idea of the show is fan service. That's the whole idea. I can't believe the attitude of people that are like, no, I don't want, I'm getting worried. They're putting too much in there. Oh, I don't want it to be like Marvel. Yeah, really fun, constantly enjoyable, and no real drama. Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be like Marvel anyway either. So there you have it. My rebuttal against everything that's wrong in the world. And all the Star Wars fans that suck. I mean, look, I love you Star Wars fans. I do. You know what I mean? Like, we've had some good times. You know, we've had some bad times. But I just want to say that you guys are legitimately the worst fan base. You're so petty, argumentative, triggered, ridiculous, quick to anger. It is the worst fan community on the internet. You're worse than DC fans. You are. You're the absolute worst, and I hope you feel bad about yourselves. Okay, now we can get to Q&A. Now I feel better. Okay, cool. Let's talk about it. Let's see what y'all are saying. I'm sure there's nothing but kind comments in the comment section now. I'm sure everybody's really excited. All the Star Wars fans probably loving me, loving all the things that I had to say. Now, before we get into Q&A, I do want to make mention of a couple of different things. First of all, these streams and all the content over here on the live streaming channel brought to you by Surfshark VPN. If you don't have a VPN, you're literally that guy. You're just as bad as a Star Wars fan. You're probably a Star Wars fan as well, which makes it doubly bad. Get a VPN. You can't change your fandom, but get a VPN and take care of yourself. Have internet security. Use code NERD at checkout for 83% off and 3 months free. They're practically giving the VPN away. If you're not taking advantage of that, I don't know what to tell you. Also brought to you by the Nerd Vengers, of whom we probably lost a fair bit today because I went super hard on Star Wars fans. But the Nerd Vengers, the memberships over here on the live streaming channel, the lifeblood of this channel, the lifeblood of our ability to get all this fancy lighting, to do all this fancy equipment, to continue to do all this content for everybody. The Nerd Vengers are really what makes it happen. There's a ton of benefits to being a Nerd Venger, including getting entered into a monthly drawing for a $200 GameStop gift card, getting a bunch of juicy nerd coin, getting behind-the-scenes streams, getting 20% off our Teespring merchandise. I mean, I could go on. The dope emojis, the badges, all of that. Consider checking all of that out today. And also, I will say it only because I saw Ryan all-capsing in the chat. The Nerd Card Showdown is coming back. If you're interested in trying out or getting a spot on a team for the Nerd Card Showdown, which is our trivia contest, which will be coming up, go to the link that Ryan has in the Discord. Go. Find it on Discord. Say, I want this link. I must see how good I am. It's a survey, and then depending on how good you do in the survey, we will make fun of you or allow you to play in the other tournament. Okay. Let's get into the Q&A with all these nice Star Wars fans. Wesley Snipes, with a $5 holla says, what's your favorite cheese? Burrata. Pretty Nikki with a $5 holla says, morning, Josh. I need that damn Spider-Man trailer. Oh, for sure, Nikki. First of all, thank you for the support. And also, I think it's coming around the bend. She'll be coming around the bend when she comes. That Spider-Man trailer, I think it's on the way. I think we're going to get it real soon. How come I can't? Okay, here we go. Brendan with a $2 holla says, morning, nerds. Kang and the homies. Indeed, sir. Indeed. Proxy says with a $5 holla, former 501st Legion Vader's first is going to be, the first form of the 501st Legion Vader's first is going to be absolutely epic. I absolutely agree with that, Proxy. It's going to be dope, dude. I'm pumped to see it. Zachary P with a $5 holla says, good morning. Take my money. MCU greater than Star Wars for at least a decade at this point. Filoni is severely overrated, in my opinion. Hey, I agree with one of those things. I do not agree that Dave Filoni is overrated, but agree to disagree. The MCU has been unprecedentedly good. It is not just better than Star Wars. It is better than everything over the past 10 years. And honestly, I don't even think you can argue with that. I don't know. Does anybody really disagree with that? I don't know. Jansen Baker with the $5 house says, what is that word you keep using? Impotence? Impotence? I don't know. I think you misspelled it one time. I can't find any word. Oh, it's the impetus. Epitat? Tatting on your what? Who? Just somebody ban Jensen Baker for life. Somebody ban him. Find him on Discord. Ban him there as well. I will not tolerate any making fun of my inability to pronounce. Ban him. The King of Fat says, what's gonna be the topic for Nerd Theory? I have no idea. Darth Clean with a $5 holla says, got my amethyst badge. Let's go! Thank you for all the amazing content and for always being real with us, Josh. Here's to many more years. Darth Clean. Why you gotta be such a nice Star Wars fan and make me feel bad for crapping on the Star Wars fans? Dang. Star Wars Obsession with a $5 holla says, Ahsoka is the connective character. She has seen everyone and everything. Ooh, I like that. Something like a Nick Fury from the MCU, perhaps. I don't hate it. No, I don't. In fact, I might like it. Mason with a 99-cent super chat, no message. 34 Virgo says, Peter Parker is Mephisto. Daniel Rechtman says the trailer will confirm. Yeah, I know. He was clowning. I saw that. Darth Revan with a $2 holla says, Josh talking down to me? That's why I'm here. Oh, my God. John Parker says, hell yes, give me the fan service. Indeed, sir. Indeed, definitely want that fan service. Gimme. RF Gaming Channel with a $5 holla says, making you mention Snake Eyes. Damn it. Movie out this Friday. Final trailer dropped today. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe, take my money. Damn, dog. I don't know if is Snake Eyes coming out on HBO Max as well? Maybe I'll just watch it on the HBO Max. Maybe I'll give it a listen. Give it a watch. You know what I mean? There. Matthew K with a $5 holla says, do you think that in like 30 to 40 years, Kevin Feige's legacy will surpass that of George Lucas? Depends on what he does. I mean, I don't know if that's really on the table. Like, look, George and George's legacy is completely different. George is like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in the sense that he's a literal creator of worlds. And he was also a creator of worlds at that time in the 60s, 70s, 80s where things were, I don't know, pop culturally developing in a way that then they would really sustain over a long period of time. You know, Feige is not that guy, but also what Feige has done is ridiculous and unprecedented. It really is. And I think he's the greatest producer of all time. And we have to wait to see what Feige will do with his own Star Wars. What will Feige do as an executive likely at Disney? You know, all these different things. What Feige is doing and the work that he is putting in, I think he is the absolute GOAT of executives in entertainment and likely the best producer of all time. But he's not the creator of an entire world, right? I mean, in some ways, he's the architect of an adaptation world, an adapted world, or something like that, right? But no, I do not think those are the same thing. So it's not a fair question. Sheev the Wise. So shut your mouth when you're talking about my beautiful Star Wars fandom. But you're right. Time to hop on the Star Wars hype train, though. 4 episodes to go. I know, 4 episodes to go is usually the mark of when Filoni will start doing fun stuff in his animated shows, right? So, yeah, it should be pretty fun. We should have a lot of fun with the next couple episodes of Bad Batch. No watch parties, though. I'm not doing watch parties for Bad Batch, I decided. I just want I just want a break, and I don't want to be thinking about watch parties until we do What If. You know what I mean? So I might do like a breakdown of the season or the impact of the season when the show's over, but no watch parties for me. T-Love, a.k.a. the Silver Lurker with the $5 holla, says, I missed the stream. Start over right now. Okay, we're going to call it there, guys. We'll start it over in just a second here. Look for the new stream. No, come on, bro. Shit ain't happening. Kevin says, with a very generous $10 holla, says, I wonder if Disney stepped in and told Lucasfilm they need to sit down and have some sort of outline, like Marvel does. Well, I am absolutely certain that Disney looked at the performance of the sequel trilogy and looked at the performance of Star Wars in general, a lot in the merchandising side as well, and I am guaranteeing you there were conversations had. There are always conversations had. Marvel is the golden child of that entire company. Of course, they're absolutely killing it. But even they probably still get conversations with Disney and hitting marks, et cetera, right? So, yeah. I don't know if Marvel, or rather, I don't know if Disney was like, here's the imperative, but I guarantee you they said, shit needs to do better. Fix your shit. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Kendall Davis says with a $5 holla, Star Wars equal Dallas Cowboys. Claims to be America's team, but are they really, though? Love my Star Wars, though. No, I'm with you there, too. And the thing is, man, we're headed towards an incredible opportunity for Star Wars as a brand to really, really turn the corner. Again, I know many of you, like, that just bounces off your head because you can't absorb the reality of the situation. It's fine. I don't really care. But it's true. Like, Star Wars is not in a fantastic spot. Star Wars is not doing what these other companies are doing. And if they can't turn it around from here, it will get worse. But I'm confident that they will turn it around. You know what I mean? So it's good shit. Feige, you're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. Yeah, I don't think he's that guy either. You know what I mean? But I think he's a incredible talent. Somebody that, like, for me, I'm, like, really grateful that I got to literally live in the era of Kevin Feige. Like, we live in this variant timeline where Kevin Feige got the chance to make these Marvel movies and then got the president job and then has done the things that he has done. Like, as a Marvel fan, as a fan of comic books, as a fan of nerdy shit, come on, man. It's a blessing. Miguel Sapochnik needs to be directing MCU or Star Wars films, specifically battle scenes. Yeah, Miguel Sapochnik, if you guys don't know, is an incredible director that did a lot of the massive episodes for Game of Thrones. So he did a lot of the very big scale battle episodes of Game of Thrones, and he is quite a director. And yeah, I don't really know what he's doing these days. I don't really know what he's up to, but yeah, that would be sick, man. That'd be really cool to get him into Star Wars. Slow-Mo with a $5 holla says, why aren't people freaking out that Snake Eyes talks now, but freak out that Obi and Vader may fight? Plus, does DC have a fandom? F. Warner Brothers. Yeah, so this is why I said objectively that Star Wars fans are the worst, because you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter what it is. There's always some gripe. There's always something. And frankly, like, I can't necessarily even blame the fans completely, because Disney has and really it's Lucasfilm, has fostered that kind of an environment for the fandom. So yeah, it is what it is. Why are people not freaking out about Snake Eyes? Because they're just happy to have a Snake Eyes film. Most of the G.I. Joe's fans. You know what I mean? They're just happy to have that film. Whereas Star Wars fans are so entitled. And so, yeah, it is what it is. Jensen Baker with a $5 holla says, Kevin Feige may not have created a world, but he made a place for the Marvel stories. I was making fun of myself, not you there, because I started in that voice, to be in movies. Yes, Jensen. I agree with you. Matthew K says, Denzel Washington for an older Kang variant. Well, if that Kang was to be believed, then that was the oldest Kang variant, you'll probably ever see right there. Because that is He Who Remains / Immortus. That's the old boy right there. Marco says, what if Ramatut is in Eternals? That would be sick. I'm not exactly counting on it. I don't really think that's what's in store for us. But it would be pretty freaking fantastic, wouldn't it? I'd be here for it. Rayumbo, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Welcome. Have your reign of the tower. Frolic on all the floors. Go into the elevator here at Nerdvengers Tower and hit all the buttons. And then everybody else avoid that elevator because that's fucking ridiculous. But have fun. That's what it's about over here. That's what Nerdvention is about. It's about having fun. And I know I'm digging on the Star Wars fans a little bit, but honestly, you guys know you deserve it. You guys know you deserve it. Timothy Lang with the $5 holla says, do you think Star Wars can become a bigger fandom than Marvel if they get the next few shows right? It would take more than that, my friend, but that would be a great start. It would take more than that, but that would be a fantastic start. Yeah, that would be a fantastic start. Sports fan says, it is bigger. No, it isn't. With 5 lives. Yeah. Mr. Anderson. Yo. Josh, aren't you one of these Star Wars fans? Yes, I am. And case in point to you, Ari. Let me explain. In fact, ask yourself this question. Out of all the things that I cover, out of all the things that I do, when have you probably hated my takes, or when have I been the most dickish out of any of the stuff that we cover? It's Star Wars. Right? All the stories I cover, they divide people. All the stuff that happens with Star Wars, you know what I mean? Think about it. All the Marvel stuff that we cover, pretty chill. Pretty chill. You know what I mean? There's some like little here and there, you know, this, that, second, and third. But by and large, we're chilling. We're having fun. You know what I mean? It's the Star Wars content that I do. Bubba says, I'm canceling my membership because you hating on us Star Wars fans. Okay, well then I changed my mind. I'm so sorry. Please don't leave me, Bubba. Please don't leave me. No, but I'm saying is like, it's not necessarily even me. It's not even necessarily you. It's a little bit of Lucasfilm, a little bit of fans being ridiculous, a little bit of social media and where we're at. I put most of the blame on Lucasfilm because they're supposed to be the adult in this situation, right? Fans don't have to be adults. Fans can be whiny little baby bitch back boy fuckface fans. That's the rules of the internet. Trust me. That's the rules. Fans can be fans. They're allowed. It's like puppies, which I've become intimately aware of how ridiculous puppies can be. Puppies will puppy. Fans will fan. It's up to the corpos and the people that are making the bajillion dollars a year to figure out how to have a sustainable relationship with their fandom moving forward. You know what I mean? Josh even had me Star Wars triggered, and that's some shit. Indeed, yo. Oh, shit. Yeah. So, I mean, look, here's the ironic part, though. If we're talking just straight like love, right? What do I love more? It's Star Wars. Like, you guys have this thing always comes up where it's like, what is your biggest like fandom? Like, what fandom do you love the most? It's Star Wars, it's Marvel, then probably Dragon Ball, then probably DC. DC has dropped pretty low for me because they took our whole channel away. You know what I mean? But the reality is, Star Wars is my first nerdy love. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. Dragon Ball Super. But how many fans are of both Star Wars and Marvel fans? In other words, S? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Marvel has the biggest happy fan base. Star Wars, I believe, is a bigger net cast around the world, but a lot of fans are waiting for something to tickle their fancy. Okay, Troy, Great point. Now let me say that I completely disagree. Big reason why I completely disagree, India and China. India and China, for the most part, don't give a shit about Star Wars. Okay? India and China absolutely love the MCU. Okay? So it's a very American thing, or a Western thing in general, to look at our culture and say, oh, this is how it is. And I promise you that is not the case. Star Wars is on track, if they don't figure this shit out in the next couple of years. Star Wars is on track to be what Star Trek is to the global audience. The global audience and most of the international audience doesn't give a shit about Star Trek. They just don't. Star Wars is heading that way, bro. If they can't figure it out. Marvel, opposite trajectory. Opposite. The foreign audiences love Marvel. Love it. So, I'm just telling you, from my perspective, nah, bro. You think it casts a wider net? Nah, bro. Look at those international box office numbers. No way, bro. Spider-Man and Star Wars are my first love. Well, those are good first loves to have. Your Spider-Man love's about to be like going bananas. Bananas. Josh, when are we getting another gaming stream? We'll have another gaming stream Friday night at 7:30. We're going through the Halo Challenge again Friday night. And I might even squeeze, I mean, who knows? Who knows how we're feeling this week? You know what I mean? I'm feeling pretty good. So maybe we'll do like another gaming stream somewhere in the week or something. Keep an eye out. Josh is on fire, banging the homies and beating up Star Wars fans. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Josh, if you had the chance to talk to John and Dave and they asked you who you wanted to cast in the live-action version of Hera and Omega, who would you choose? Bro, I can't do that. I'm not. I would say, what weird... If that happened, right, if I found myself in that conversation, I would be like, first of all, how did we get here? Second of all, how many drugs are you guys on? How many pots have you smoked today? And also, no. I will not cast either of them because I'm not a good caster of things. And I'm also just a sweaty nerd on the internet that likes to talk crap and get up here and be silly. So, nope. That's how that would go. Proxy says, I'm really thinking Ahmed Best is going to be a Jedi in the Kenobi show, not as Jar Jar, but as a Jedi. That would be sick, dude. That would be sick. I'd be here for it. Either way, I'm frankly excited for this content. By the way, I'm always going to be here. I'm always going to be here as a Star Wars fan. I'll talk about Star Wars. I'll always do it. I just hope that it, like, wins. You know what I mean? He can barely cast Magic card, let alone Star Wars character. Got him! How dare you, sir? How dare you? Are you talking about the tournament I went to on Friday where I didn't do very well? How dare you? How dare you? Big difference between Marvel and Star Wars right now is that Star Wars MCU properties push forward expansive storylines in every episode. Star Wars has very much been simple stuff like Baby Yoda, Omega, dope, but meh. Fair point. Fair point. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't necessarily want to go too far down this road because even though I'm kind of crapping on Star Wars fans right now, I'm kind of keeping it light and fluffy. I mean, if you really want to dig down the road on, like, the actual problems that could be there, it's a little bit scary, actually, from a business perspective. So, yeah, I know you guys don't like to believe this, but, yeah, there's actual things on the line here. You know, for me, I guess one of the big question marks for me is what's going on with the High Republic? You know what I mean? Like, how is the High Republic performing? I have not seen any statistics. I have not seen much in the way of, like, this is how it's doing. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Like, are you guys reading the High Republic? In fact, maybe we should end the poll right now and then get a new poll going. See what y'all think. Because I'm curious. I really don't know. He says it's an obvious failure. I don't know if it's obvious. I mean, if it was obvious, I feel like I'd be saying it, that it's obvious. But let's see here. Are you reading the High Republic. Well, let's see. Let's see if you guys are reading it, and we'll get it. I mean, from my notion of it is that it's not very successful. You know what I mean? That it's not really doing what they had intended it to do. I don't really see a lot of people giving it a chance. I don't personally have any Star Wars fans that are reading it and saying like you should check it out. It's really dope, etc., etc. So it's kind of out of my lensing with it, and I'm just curious. I'm quite curious to see like how all of this is being put together, because I mean, look, here's the thing that I think is really wild is that ultimately making great product is very challenging. For all the talk I just said of Marvel, right? Technically, I think they're batting 1 out of 4 this year for knockout pieces of content. You could argue 2 out of 4 because WandaVision was pretty lit. I'm not going to lie. I just didn't like the ending, but WandaVision was pretty lit. So you're talking about a company, the best company on the planet is batting like 500, right? Like they're 50-50. So that's how hard shit is to make, bro. You know what I mean? The best in the game is 50-50 right now. But the brand is so strong, and the things from the past and the things in the future are so strong that the fan base, including myself, can by and large ride the waves, man. Like Black Widow was aight, and it didn't really cause much drama. You know what I mean? It really didn't. I'm not mad about it. It was fun. Not all that great. Wish they had left the Tony scene in, etc., etc. But like, yeah. So Star Wars. Oh no, I'll get into these supers. I see some other ones in here. Sorry. Let me see here. Yeah. So I was kind of addressing Matthew there. He says Machine Gun Carter says OG MCU fan. Mando made me want to watch the Star Wars movies. I did. I'm into it and accept it for what it is. It's not that effing deep. MCU better than Star Wars still though. Yeah. Fair. I can't really argue with anything you said there. Did I miss another one here? Okay, Dirty Nap 34 says Harley Quinn as Omega and Beyonce as Hera. Interesting. So 80% of you that have voted so far say you are not reading the High Republic. Yeah, interesting. I think that's probably par for the course, man. I would say a large portion of Star Wars fans are not feeling the High Republic. And in some ways, the High Republic feels like it's really not, like doesn't it kind of feel like it's just directly aimed at sort of YA readers? I mean, I hate to be that guy, but it kind of seems like it. It seems like the whole thing was aimed at like YA readers. You know? I don't know, man. I got to be honest with you guys. Like it seems... And this is another thing that I think is just, it really begs you really thinking about this objectively. There are canon junkies. There are people that are absolute purists. There are people that love this stuff. And I mean, look, I'm one of them, and I frankly don't care what happens in the High Republic. Like, this is the first time ever in my history of being a Star Wars fan that, like, I legitimately do not care. And if somebody were to bring up something that happened in the High Republic, as like, oh, but this happened and it's canon, I'd be like, whatever, bro, you got it. You got it. Really don't care. And unfortunately, I think that's a reality for a lot of Star Wars fans out there. And if that is like in the numbers and in the data, then dude, it's an object failure. You know what I mean? It's an object failure. I don't know if that's actually the case. It could just be my personal feelings on it because, it's different for me, and like, the content and all that brings like an extra layer of annoyance to some of these things. So maybe it's not the same way for other people. The High Republic books are good and have gotten better as they have been released. But even having said that, it's not great. And the first book turned a lot of people off, and I can't argue, says the Amethyst Bendu. Yeah, that book turned me off very, very much. I love Charles Soule. And I was really looking forward to that book. I thought that book was terrible. Wasn't the High Republic a KK story team idea? I don't know. I actually do not know. I don't know. I have no answer for that. I frankly don't even know enough about the High Republic to know if it came from Kathy or not. That kind of doesn't matter, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Kathy's really pitching too much stuff. She's probably pulling stuff together for other people's pitches and stuff. But yeah. Come on, play the music. Why don't you play the music? My first name is Canon. Not trying to take authority over storytelling. No, you're definitely trying to take over that. Sean P with the $5 holla says, Den rocks. Nerd love. P.S. Take my money. Oh, shit. Thank you, Sean. What a groovy super chat to end our stream on today. I'm going to get out of here. I've been Josh. You've been great. We'll be back at it again. I'm sure Theory and I will argue about Star Wars tonight and keep the tradition of great, loving Star Wars fandom. Oh, I can't wait. It's like Steppenwolf said in the Snyder Cut. It's toxic. Good. All right, we're getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for the love, for the support, and for my camera turning off. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Did everybody go? Is everybody gone? Should we do a little something extra? I gotta be honest here, guys. This is what I want to do for the stinger today, okay? I want to show you guys what it looks like when you're really pleased with yourself, because you perfectly walk that line of like letting out some of your emotion and trauma when it comes to Star Wars, but you didn't go too far. You know, you didn't go too far. You danced on that line. This right here, and start this music over. This right here is the look of a man that danced perfectly on that line. Get a little Zemo in it, too. Get a little Zemo. Hey, if you're out there and you're feeling good, getting the week started off right, get a little Zemo going on. Get a little Zemo going on. Let it go. Let it go. It's like a shake weight. I'm going to throw my shoulder out. All right, we're out of here. Bye.